Good morning and welcome to Thomas College. We're a learning organization, very low profile. We don't use the name much. We're volunteer teachers. Been around a long time. We're trying to step up the game a tad with something called the Founders Project. Our project is to build a school/village using tiny homes as classrooms and or homes, places people live and sleep. A tiny home looks like this. It's kind of like that. It's a small thing. It's got wheels, and there's a license plate on the wheels, and it can be called a park model. This is a generic drawing. All right, it's off the internet, but it's what we're talking about. The purpose is to provide financially challenged adults. That's 18 to 88. So it's old people and it's young people. It's whoever is in the mood to learn. And not everybody wants to learn. That's okay. We teach those who want a better way of life. Pretty simple. The basis for all this is around community, the instinct of community. And in and through community lies the salvation of the world. That's M. Scott Peck. He's done a whole bunch of research on what this is all about. Community is a survival instinct. It's a power source. It's something to be reckoned with. There's nothing new here. Nothing new. It's all been done before, just not locally. And we put it together in a slightly different way. We are the four founders, frontline types. We know and love our students. The project itself will be like Thomas College itself. It'll be a benevolent association, and it'll be run like a co-op with consensus management. In the village itself, these tiny home structures belong to the co-op. So the student rents a bed on a daily basis. He or she pays at the start of the month. There's no deposit, and you get reduced rent by doing work at the site. Most of the structures in the village will have city water, sewer, natural gas, and electricity. The structures in the village where they're going to be either a classroom or a residence are of different sizes. And it could be either one. It's interchangeable. A key ingredient to the curriculum in the school is that there's a predictable way of finding out what a person is passionate about. That's a key issue. And under the right direction, that can convert to an income. Somebody has to be willing to look at their own personal skills and talents and passions. Our mission is to provide a safe, secure environment for men and women and their pets. There will be large and small classrooms using videos, so our message is not misinterpreted. It's a complex message and needs to be repeated so it's better understood, and then the group can talk about it as they're going through it. So how are we going to pay for all of this? Well, first things first. When we're talking about money, there's two dynamics at play. So let's talk about this one first, money and power. The love of money is the root of all evil. With money and wealth, your objective is to own power. And we kind of say no to that. I don't think that's the way to do this thing. The second dynamic is knowledge and power. That's to limit power. We limit power by dividing it. And we divide it between myself, my higher power, your God, your good, whatever you want to call it, and another person. You're dividing it in three. So we're kind of saying yes to this. We're not just kind of saying yes, we are saying yes. So if we're going to divide this into three, two or more are community. And so this becomes the power of community. It's something that needs to be understood. So let's go back to the original question. How are we going to pay for this? We will align with people and groups that understand and believe that education is the better life answer. If you want a better life, education is the answer. Thomas College has never created a 501c3 nonprofit. But we could staff it, and we also know more about it than you might think. We've been around this a long time. As an example, we'll take accounting. We have a transparent Excel accounting format. It's not fancy schmancy. An accounting process that comes off of Excel has pop-up graphs. I've been using it for years, since I was in my 20s, and I'm much, much, much older than that now. And we could also staff that with the people that we know that are looking at economic problems, because some of those people will have skills in that area. It's not that complicated. At Thomas College, we teach people that resist learning, contempt prior to investigation. That's a fundamental problem in teaching in the arena that we work in. The vision is to teach the teachable when they're ready. That's a tall order. We're waiting for them to be ready. Life has a way of beating us into submission. I have seen people have moments of clarity in the most unusual arenas. They snap out of their problem and have a moment of clarity that comes and goes. Alzheimer's patients have that. It's a phenomenon. And it can happen to anyone. At some moment in time, they will have an awakening. And we just don't know who and when a person is ready. Ready. It's a tough one. Let's take a quick look at a reality. What's the largest successful not-for-profit group? And how can we evaluate them as to who's the most successful at this? Who makes all these things actually work? People served is a measurement. Budget is a measurement. All the other things that might be, but also membership. How many people are actually members? The largest group has to be the 42 worldwide 12-step programs. 42 worldwide 12-step programs. What? The 42 include the original Alcoholics Anonymous. In 2006, Alcoholics Anonymous had 2 million members worldwide. That's Alcoholics Anonymous alone in 2006. So the other 41 programs combined might easily, by any stretch of imagination, might mean that there are 4 million in total. That has to be understated. 4 million, 5 million people are members and are attracted to something that is hardly ever talked about. So let's go back to contempt. People say, it didn't work for me, or didn't work for Junior, my daughter never did very well in that. Yeah, maybe she wasn't trying. Maybe she was trying. Maybe she just didn't get it. Maybe she wasn't ready. And maybe she wasn't ready. Challenge your own bias. What actually works? That's all it is. Just be open. What a surprise. The end game is always education. The idea is to think outside the box. The rules need to be pushed. The problem is in your mind and in your emotion. The solution is in your human spirit and your physical world. Faith with works. You got to do something about it. You can't just sit around and hope it gets better. Look at our version of fantasy, our version of reality, left brain, right brain. And the bridge to that is in the arts. Without taking that any further, let's bring it down to a thinking map. A thinking map is not about outcome. We're not managing outcome. We're looking at options, intention, information, facts. We're following the concept of community. Our intention is only to do the next indicated right thing. Thomas College is named after my namesake, which is my grandfather, Thomas Ross. My name is Tom Holmes, and I can be reached Thomas College, which is an unlanded beneficial association of traveling teachers, basically. So the best way to reach me is at Thomas College is by email. Whoa! The phone is a landline. We're in motion all the time. I travel and teach in Southern California. I have 4 associates, and they're also busy. We are all passionate about this project. Give us some detail about your interest in this community school and village project. Email or by the landline. Just leave a message and let us know how we can, what questions that we can answer. Thanks. Bye.